sweet. Thank you. Have a sit down. Have a seat. Because here's the deal. We're never going to get started. Have a seat. Have a sit down. So here's the deal. This is amazing because, first of all, I always know when y'all know you cute on TV because you stand up and clap for a long time. That wasn't for me. That was like, I'm going to show them my outfit on the Tamron Hall. So it's interesting. I'm just thinking that round of applause, and thank you so much for being here, really plays into today because today's show is about legacy. And I never really thought about a legacy. I'm a kid from Luling, Texas. I don't think about legacy. But I recognize that this show and the Tam fam are part of my legacy, which I'm so proud of. So, what does it mean, though, to have a legacy? We all have a legacy, and today's guests have created unforgettable legacy, inspired generations of us. So here's the deal. From 1989 to 2000, millions of families like mine tuned in every Friday night for ABC's TGIF lineup. Remember? Okay. It was Full House, Boy Meets World, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Step by Step, Sister, Sister, and Family Matters, which, of course, featured one of the biggest stars there is, Jaleel White. He started his acting career. He was just 3 years old. Jaleel landed that iconic role of Steve Urkel, the lovable teenage nerd. Well, Jaleel went from this to being the proud father of a teenage daughter, Samaya. And in his new memoir, it's called Growing Up Urkel, Jaleel is revealing his journey. It is so beautifully written, the unexpected rise to childhood fame and fortune, and how he evolved into the man you're about to meet today. He is sharing it all exclusively with us. And yes, we will talk about why this viral cover had everybody swooning. That is not Stefan. Please welcome Jaleel White to the Tamron!
You love it.
Look at this!
People. How much you pay these people to do this?
One more time, Jaleel White! Oh my God! Have a seat.
Man, how you doing? How you doing? Don't talk to me like that. How you doing?
They're already flirting with you. I have to start off. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
The memoir is out, released tomorrow. People are super excited.
Thank you.
Let's start with the cover. You debut the cover. Of course, I go on social media. People are going crazy. I saw comments like, this is Lionel Richie's pose for the win. People were putting flames. They say you got the best cover award goes to Jaleel White. Somebody said they thought this was an album cover. The smolder is real. Take me to just the cover alone.
You know what? I'm an R&B guy at heart. You know, I'm part of that generation that went from R&B to rap, and it was like, hey, don't forget about R&B. So when I was talking to the editor, I was like, you know, we wanted to do something that was an ode to Stefan, and Stefan wore a white suit in his first episode. and so we said, you know, whenever they hit that pose, you knew it was fire. If Teddy P hit that pose, right. If Lionel hit that pose, you already knew the album was fire. So that was my way of saying, hey, I think the book can be fire, man.
It is that.
What people don't,
I love it.
I will say this. I'm such a detail-oriented person, though. What people never even pay attention to is the bottom half of my outfit right here is Urkel.
Oh.
I wore the high socks and the shoes, but people are so caught up in the top half, they don't even pay attention.
Okay, listen.
And I'm like, I gave you Urkel, and you were like, yeah,
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
First of all, in defense of the people, when you unbutton 6 buttons down, we're not gonna notice. We're not noticing your shoes. I love this story because, you know what, you really lean into the journey. A lot of times when people have been iconic child stars like yourself, and you've gone on to do much work, and you've been booked and busy ever since, but the reality is, and you know, and I know this, that people will run from certain things. They will run from characters. They won't embrace it. And I love that the title is Growing Up Urkel. I love that you start at the very beginning. Because you were 3 years old.
Yeah, I've been acting since I was 3.
So you were 3 years old.
Yes. My
My
SAG card says 1980.
Look at you. This is this is some of the shots you were noticed because you were super adorable. You start out doing like commercials and you work your way up. How old are you in this picture?
I got to be a 4 or 5 in those pictures.
Were you aware at that young age of how just adorable you were?
Oh, stop it.
No, really.
Come on, get out of here.
Because my son is 5 now, and people, they start to recognize when people kept coming up to me, you're so cute. So did you know back then?
No, my mom did say, though, that I had this quality about me that she'd go to department stores, and if she left me for even 5 minutes, I'd have a crowd of people around me. We'd be having discussions.
Wait, first of all, that she left you in a department store.
Well,
that was the 70s,
you know
80s.
You know how it is. She'll go to the change room or whatever, and you stay right here. You don't move. She come back, and
you were holding court.
Yeah, I was holding court. So I could read at a really young age, and that's how I booked the Toys R Us commercial. So I still remember the song to this day.
You don't sing it because I have to pay for it.
I know.
So there you are in the Toys R Us commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fast forward, you're 12 years old when the role of Urkel came about. You talked about like knowing that you wanted that job.
Yeah, and I actually wanted the job bad because I really just wanted a Sega Genesis.
You wanted a Sega Genesis.
I love the simplicity of the 90s. We make everything so ambitious now about building a brand and all this. Man, you didn't think that way back in the day.
You just wanted a Sega Genesis.
I could only get stuff when I got a good report card. When it was my birthday or when it was Christmas. And Sega came out with the Genesis in August.
I remember.
And the audition came up in September. Oh. And I was all 5'4" of me, thought I could take a break from pursuing my NBA career. And go get this job and get this Sega Genesis. And
we have a clip of you describing it from the book. Take a listen.
I wasn't booking consistent jobs because I wasn't a clear type. I was small with big feet and braces on my teeth. I wasn't believable as a tough street kid. But finally, the script for Family Matters felt different. It was a role that played to my physical advantages. I was long-limbed, thin-framed, and I had a high voice. I could easily play a nerd.
But in truth, you wanted the Sega Genesis, but at a young age to be that aware of your gifts, right? Because people will always point out the things that are right. I wore braces for like 100 years.
I wore braces on the show for the first 3 seasons, and people don't even remember.
I do, because it validated me with my braces. I was like, I'm not the only one. But you really learned early on your weapon. So there you are, you take the role, which was just a walk-on. It was only supposed to be a one-time only, right?
Yep, one time only.
We actually have the first appearance on Family Matters of that episode. It was a guest spot. Let's play the clip.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting the full embarrassment.
Hi, Laura. I hear you can't get a date for the dance. So you want to go with me?
Crazy. When did you realize that this character was bigger than that guest spot?
Very specifically, I knew something special was happening. We did an episode called The Big Fix. And that was in the first season. The first 12 episodes, I'm not even in. So I've even gone back to Hulu and I watched the first 12 episodes that I'm not in just to see how it was arcing. They let Aunt Rachel come in the door and say "Oy vey" one time.
Oh,
like that's just how the writers were not connecting with the cast at all. And but around episode 16 or 17, I took Laura out to a French restaurant, and I leveled that French restaurant. And that was the first time as a kid where I could hear the audience and start playing with y'all. Like I knew if I do this, they laugh this much. If I do this, they laugh that much. And that was when you guys became a joystick for me.
Which is interesting because to know that, that's a gift. We often associate singing with a gift, or to read the room, to read the audience at this young age. Where do you think that came from?
I got a great fan over here. I love you, girl. Pack you up and take you back home to L.A. with me. Pack you up and take you back home. I'm telling you, I'll always say I wish it were deeper. But I really I really enjoyed entertaining. I enjoyed your reaction. I enjoyed your enthusiasm. You know, I always say this where it was like, I got 215 live audiences in my head telling me where to take a joke, where to take the material, you know, and that sticks with you forever. And you get 10,000 hours doing anything, you become an expert.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, though, when you're a child actor, people don't give you the proper credit. So, you know, I love seeing a young performer like a Dakota Fanning or something like that working opposite, you know, Denzel Washington. I can see that girl making adult choices. And that's just the politic of how it plays out. But, nah, you get enough rehearsal time in there, you start to figure out how to play with those audiences.